Hey friends, it's Amber with Amber Marie and Company, and welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be talking about Halloween, kind of following actually, and I'm going to be doing a Halloween style wreath right here with using a grapevine wreath. So if you'd like to join this journey with me, all of these products are available on our website, ambermarieandcompany.com, which makes it super easy. You can buy these products and follow along and create this amazing wreath. Are you ready? Let's do it. All right, the very first thing I want you to do is take 1 second to hit that subscribe button below. Hit that subscribe button because you just never know what kind of videos we're going to be showing. Right now I'm doing a lot of wreath videos, but we'll also do how-tos on lanterns, decorating your home for the holidays, we just did a flocking video. So there's all kinds of great content here on our channel, Amber Marie and Company, and we don't want you to miss a thing. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Amber Marie and Company is a fabulous lifestyle store. And what that means is we have everything under one roof for a beautiful lifestyle. And part of that lifestyle is the creativity. Us teaching you at home how to be creative and use the products that we sell to make your own creative masterpieces. So that's why we do these wreath tutorial videos as I make wreaths to sell in our store, in our stores, plural. Then I want you to see the process so that if you live somewhere else and you love doing a crafting on a cozy Sunday afternoon or a Saturday night when you get all the kids out of the house, whatever it might be, then this is your time to create with me. So that's why I try to keep it super simple with just a few steps, and all the product is, again, available things that you can find right on the links below. All right, so I've got my wreath right here. This is a grapevine wreath, and I'm going to show you something, a little trick, so stay tuned here. I'm going to share something that's special about this grapevine wreath. I have all of my beautiful ribbon. Today I'm using the gorgeous D. Stevens ribbon in all these fun Halloween colors. Look at this, so pretty. So we're going to be making a bow today. I'm making a beautiful wreath with this black, look at this. This is a black magnolia stem, pretty cool. And then we're going to throw in some of these orange pumpkins on this. And then I love this little Harlequin curlicue. And then I'm also going to show you how you can attach a sign like this one in your wreath too. So this says Happy Halloween. It's just a little kind of a banner, and really cute, $8.99, super affordable. And then of course we have our grapevine wreath. So what am I going to show you about this wreath? Can y'all see this? I don't know if you can tell. Look at this wreath. Now, no grapevine wreath is ever perfect, but can you see this poor thing? It's kind of wavy and wonky, and you know what? That makes it perfect for a Halloween style wreath, right? Because Halloween is all about the creepy crawlies, right? Nothing is a straight line in Halloween. Everything is crooked and just kind of crazy. So what I have done is I've positioned this wreath specifically as it waves and wobbles. I've positioned this wreath so that the waves of it actually work to my advantage. So check this out. I'm going to show you how I'm working that to my advantage. And here we go. Okay, so first of all, let's talk supplies. Obviously have some cutters right here, some clippers to be able to clip all of my stems. I have 2 zip ties, and then I also have a piece of green floral wire. This is kind of thick, so this is good, strong floral wire. My glue pot is right over here, my glue gun, and my big old fabric scissors. I gotta have those because that's what helps me cut my bow. And the other thing, and these we do not sell at Amber Marie and Company online, but you can find these just about anywhere off of, Amazon. This is a 3M, this little guy right here. It's a little 3M adhesive, and it looks kind of like a little pyramid. And what you do is you take those little 3M adhesives, and that is what you do and use to stick on your sign. So you see my little sign here, I've already actually stuck these. I'm not going to use this to hang my sign. I'm using the little 3M stickies. So basically my sign, I'm just going to cut that off. The very first thing I would like to do is I'm going to start by making our bow. Now, how I'm using this wreath to our advantage is this. I've got this cute little sign here that we're going to attach. I've shown you already the little 3M stickies that we put on the back that we use to attach this. Of course, at home, make sure you peel all these labels off. I have not done that yet. And for time's sake, I'm probably not going to do it. I'll probably do it after. But because this wreath is so cattywampus, look at this, like literally, can you see that? I have laid it down and I've decided to use that crooked part of the wreath to my advantage, which means I'm going to stick this sign right down here, right where the two parts of the wreath kind of meet up and rise up, right? So I've decided exactly where that is. I've put my two little 3M stickies right there in those parts. That's where I'm going to wire that to the wreath. Before I do that though, I'm letting my hot glue gun heat up for just a second. I'm going to reinforce these with a little bit of hot glue. This one I didn't really stick on very well. I'm going to restick this one. I got it too close to that. So let me show you here real quick. You just take this little 3M, you peel that little part off right there, and then you just stick it exactly where you want it. And if you're doing something like using something metal, you can always take and put some alcohol on there. First, let it dry so it gets any kind of residue or anything off. So right there, that's how that's going to set. All right. And then you can kind of see on this wreath too, it dips down. Can you see that, like that crevice there? It dips down. And that is where I'm going to stick my bow. All right. So let's start by making our bow. I'm using some of my favorite ribbon from Amber Marie & Company this year. And of course, it's D. Stevens ribbon, my favorite quality ribbon. Oh, it's so pretty. I love this stuff. This year, our ribbon has just been gorgeous. It's been selling like wild, and it's just great quality. So you can kind of see what I'm doing here. I've got some stripes. I actually have this really fun bat garland I'm going to be sticking in this. Oh, this is going to be so cute coming out of our wreath. So I've got that, and that. Look how fun all of this is getting. And then I have this really fun harlequin that's left over. So I can't decide if I'm going to use this or not because I have this left over from last year, which means maybe I'll bring in this stripe instead, because if I put this with it, right, everything's really dark and it's all just very orange. And if I put this railroad stripe here, it lightens my bow up a little bit, right? So I kind of have alternating colors. So let's start by doing that. I'm going to move these over. Y'all just have to wait your turn. And let's focus on this. This is a beautiful 4-inch ribbon. I love this. It's really pretty orange. And look at that. It has like a velvet. And I'm just going to take this and I'm going to start making my bow right here. So there we go. And now I know some people like to measure their loops. I never really measure mine. I just make a bow about where I think my first loop ought to be. And then I just kind of come over here and test them. I do the little pull test to see if my measurements are about right. And then I just measure everything off of that basically. So see, here we go. This is what I call a funky loop bow, which basically means you make a Y like this. And the reason why I like doing these funky loop bows is it actually saves you on ribbon. You get just the amount of impact as making a regular bow with this, but you use less ribbon on it, okay? Because you're not doing the 4th loop on this side. But you'll never be able to tell that. Like it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, okay? I'm going to come in now. I've made my Y, right? Now I just do exactly the opposite of that in layers. So I've got my double loops on this side. So that means I'm going to add my double loops on this side, okay? And I'm making this bow a pretty good size. I don't want to make it too big for my wreath, right? I want it to be a nice size bow that makes a really good statement. But careful not to make it too big that, oh, let's see. Now look, for example, this loop is longer. So I'm just going to take and I'm just going to pull a little bit of that back in right here. And then measure those again. Those are about right. Okay. And you can see I'm not cutting these loops, right? I'm just doing one continuous on my roll. That's way long. Look how long that is. No problem. I just pull that through until it's about even. Okay. Twisting and pinching and just holding right there with my thumb and index finger. Cut that off right there. Oops. That's what's nice about these nice sharp scissors. Okay, so I've got a Y here, my first layer. My second layer is like an upside down Y. And then my third layer of this bow is actually going to be this really cute bat felt garland ribbon. So this is new to Amber Marie & Company this year. It's the first time I have used it, but boy, have I used it like crazy this year. So cute. I love this. Now, every one of these garlands is a little bit different. This one's kind of a thin, stiffer garland, so you technically could come down here with these little bats, and I really actually could on this one. I could make a loop of bats in this if I wanted to, because you see how well that stands up and that holds up, that bat does in there. So I could literally do a big loop like that with my bat if I wanted to. But generally what I do is I make a nice long little tendril here, and I just hold, I'm going to hold my bat in place here, right there. I'm going to make sure that this is long enough to kind of hang out of my bow here. So it hangs down and gives us a good little bat feel out of our bow. And then I generally just kind of take, and I just want like maybe one bat sticking up here. I'm going to cut right there, right around the seam. And so now I have one bat kind of sticking up and a little garland of bats coming down. And you can add more bats if you want to, coming up or sticking out. Like if you want to do a bat coming out maybe like this way, or turn it, or have another bat on this side with another streamer coming down over here to add a little bit more bat into your bow, which I think is totally fine. Let's do that. Let's add another string of bats. You guys have seen me do the single bat all day, so here we go. Now we've got 2 bat strands hanging down. And then my last and final ribbon is going to be the super popular, this is a 1-inch. The 1-inch and the 7/8 inch are so popular in ribbons right now. It is a trend, and it's a hot one. And it's going to be hot through Christmas time as well. So I'm going to take this beautiful, look, this is this orange on one side and this really pretty black on the back side. And I'm going to add this ribbon in. I like to use a nice long little tendril here because I'm going to curl that up at the end. So I'm leaving lots of space. Holding that with my thumb and index finger. And I'm just making 2. I don't even know if I need 2. On this one, I could probably just get away with 1. One really cute orange loop in here, just like this. Let's do it. Save some ribbon, use on another project. I'm all about doing that, y'all. When I think it looks cute, like, you know, we have a saying around here, it's not done till it's overdone. But I'll tell you, if I can get away with it, and sometimes if I can get away with using less, and it still looks super impactful and pretty, I'll do it. I will do it, because then my less is more kind of comes in, and I'm like, less is more, because if I use less on this, I can make more bows. So, still. All right, here we go. I'm going to take my zip tie, I'm feeding this through, and I'm basically just going to take this zip tie, and it's going to replace where my thumb and index finger are right now. So I'm going to replace that, pull, and I want that to get pretty tight. Turn the bow over here, pull really tight here in just a second, but before I tighten it up too much, I want to put my other, this is the zip tie we're going to use to actually fasten it to my wreath. And then I always like to come through and kind of wiggle and move all of my my pretty loops kind of where I want them, because once I tighten this up, you can move them, but it's not as easy, trust me. Okay, so there we go. There's our pretty bow. We've got these little bats hanging down. How fun is that? This is going to be spooky Halloween style. I'm going to come in now and dovetail all the ends of my ribbon, which means I just fold them over. There we go. Fold it over. Ooh, I left a pin in there. That wasn't a good idea, was it? Fold it over. Oops. Let's try to make one nice cut there. And is that it? Do I have another one? Oh yeah, one more up here. All right, fold this over as well. All right, so let me know what you think. Do you love the ribbon? I love this ribbon. Have you purchased ribbon from Amber Marie & Company before? You know our ribbon quality is absolutely the best. And I have to tell you guys, we have our Christmas ribbon arriving, and it is gorgeous. Oh, okay, look at all that. Isn't that fun? You know, Harlequin, I don't know why, it always reminds me of like a gesture, like a gesture's pants or whatever. It seemed like they were always Harlequin, but I think Harlequin looks really pretty also always for Christmas. You know, we do a lot of business in Mackenzie Childs, and so that Harlequin pattern is kind of a Mackenzie Childs pattern to me as well. And you, if you are a collector of Mackenzie Childs, you know. If you are not a collector of Mackenzie Childs, you would not understand or believe how wildly popular Mackenzie Childs is. And once you get it in your home, you may be like, I'm never going to put that pattern in my home. Once you get one piece of Mackenzie Childs in your home and you use it and maybe you decorate for fall, then you think, oh, okay, well, that's kind of cute. Well, this one's kind of cute too. And then you get the second one. It just happens. Like, it's so magical to decorate for fall and Halloween with Mackenzie, but it's also very magical at Christmas time. So don't knock it until you try it, all right? I'm just going to tell you. Okay, here's my beautiful bow. Sorry, that was my little Mackenzie Childs PSA. I'm setting my bow off to the side. Now my glue pot has had the chance to get a little bit warmer. Sorry, there's like this happy medium here. And if I get this glue pot too hot, it makes it hot in the studio. So I always try to be aware of how hot I'm getting that in here. All right, let's do it. So I've got my wreath back in the original place. My little dip here is where the bow is going to go. This is where I'm putting the little Happy Halloween sign. So let me do that Happy Halloween sign first. I'm going to just add a little bit of glue on the back of this just to secure that real well. And I'm going to let that sit and dry. I've actually got a fan going on. Maybe you guys can hear it in the background. It's a little warm right now. So, and letting that sit and dry. So you can see I just added a little bit of glue on top of that. I'm trying to keep those holes clear so I can stick my wire through there. But just starting with that, I'm going to let that dry over here for just a second. And why don't I go ahead and attach my bow while I let this dry? I'm going to let that hang out right there. Let's do it. All right, so I made this cute bow. I like to do my bows sometimes last or towards the end because I end up leaning over and sometimes smashing my bow. I know it's not the end of the world because I can always poof the bow back up, but that's just kind of sometimes why on some designs I do it at first and sometimes I like to do it at the end. But right now, for time's sake, we're doing it right now, okay? I've got this little zip tie right back here. That zip tie is going to go right there. Let's make it happen. And that's what's great about using a grapevine wreath is there's lots of layers here that I can stick this grapevine, sorry, right underneath here. All right, come on, baby. Let's do this. Stick it in, stick it through. Hopefully be able to catch it on the back side, and then zip tie. Some of these grapevine wreaths are wound a little bit tighter than the others, so sometimes it's not as easy as others to get that through there. Let's see if I've done it. Aha! I have success on one end. I don't know if I can see where the other end is. Work some magic there. Where are you? Alright, let's see. Get this a little bit closer to me here. And there's the other, and I'm going to zip it together on the back. Clip that off, turn it around. There it is. Big, bold, and beautiful little bow, and I'll fix all that a little bit later on my bow. I've got it on though, all right? So that is one step out of the way. While I did that, I allowed my glue to dry right here. Okay, I'm going to end up attaching that right there. And you know, honestly, once you attach this, this could be it. You have a Halloween wreath if you are not crafty, right? And you feel like even still, even with my step-by-step method here, that this is more than you feel like you can do. That is what is great about these wreaths, so that any moment in time, you want to stop and be like, I think I'm good. That's all the time I have today, Amber. This is all I'm going to do. You know that there are several layers to this that you can stop at any time. So you could wire this little sign on, do your bow on your grapevine, and call it good. And not only that, but you have to think too, I've got to make sure I'm doing this in the right spot. Here we go. What if you have another wreath at home, or you have a wreath that you already made or somebody made for you. And all you want to do is just add a new ribbon in this sign. Perfect. You could do that just by following these first two steps. I'm going to get that on there. I'm not going to put it on too tight just quite yet because I'm going to give myself just a little bit of time here. There we go. Poke that wire through. And that's also why I like to wait on the bow sometimes till the end, because a lot of times you'll see that I'll turn my wreath over to secure like these little wire things on the back. All right, so I usually have some like needle nose pliers or something to take and twist these together. I don't, so I have my cutters, which means I just have to be super careful. Sorry, I was twisting this way, wasn't I? Not to cut it, but just to twist. And that just helps me twist that on there. Again, you have to be real careful just to lightly twist. Can't do anything too crazy. These are actually kind of dull too, so that's kind of helpful. All right, clip that. And then once I clip, usually I'll take, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing here, and I will kind of push that into the wreath. That keeps it from unwinding and also keeps you from scarring at the door or anything, okay? So I did that on that one. I'm gonna do the same thing over here on this side. I've got to show you too. So this is why it's important for you to take these tags off, because you can totally see those tags in the back, all right? For time's sake, I didn't do that with you guys today, but make sure you take your tags off, okay? It's very important, especially if you have a glass door. Oh, it's even more important. Okay, there we go. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to poke that back into my wreath just a little bit. Okay, there we go. Alright, here we go. We got a cute sign. We got a cute bow up here. Now let's add all of the other cute stuff. And some people will be like, I can't think that black is cute. Well, it's going to be cute here in a second. This is the Magnolia Leaf Spray, 41 inches. So this is a big old spray. And you know, what's great about it is it has the height. You could put this in a really pretty big jar in your house. It would be gorgeous. And what's also nice is it has a really nice texture on the stem. So it's going to look really realistic and pretty. However, we're using it for a wreath today. So all that prettiness, we're not going to see a whole lot of that stem, I got to be honest with you, unfortunately. But what we're going to use it for is we're going to use it to put into our wreath like this. We're going to add some of that black stem in here, coming kind of in and down. And then we're going to add some pumpkins in and then our little harlequin guys, and that's it. So I'm going to start by just clipping. I have 3 of these, but I'm just going to clip 2 to begin with, because if 2 is all it takes, then 2 is all we'll use. And I can use my 3rd one that I purchased on something else, or in a stem, or maybe I'll think of another place I want to use it on the wreath after all. But I don't like to cut everything up. I kind of like to cut as I know I'm going to use. So here I have 2 stems that I've cut, placing that over the side, and let's just get started. What I'm going to do is start with right back here, right underneath of my bow. I'm dipping that stem in the glue. I'm getting a nice amount of glue on it. See that glue? And I'm just going to tuck it right back in here, right underneath my bow. And I'm just starting right there. You guys see how I did that? Okay. So cute. I'm going to take my next stem. And you can see too, I put a slight bend because I like things to come out and away from my wreath. I don't like it when you have a wreath and it just looks like everything has been plastered or glued to the wreath. Like, I want it to have some air, right? Like it has a little bit of life in there. I'm going to stick this one right down in, glue it in as well. So now I've got those 2 black stems. Look at that. Ooh, looking sharp there. Okay. And I have a 3rd stem to use on this side. So I'm going to come in. But I don't want to go too far down because I don't want to cover up my Halloween sign, all right? So I'm just going to add this in over here, get a nice amount of glue on it, and add this in to make it nice and thick on this side, right here. And then these are all wired stems too, so I can always kind of, you know, zhuzh them up just a little bit if I need to and move them. Now, there we go. So we've got the pretty black on that side. Got to get all my ribbons out of the way here. I'm going to move to this side and do just about the exact same thing and close to the exact same pattern. Now, you know, I always kind of preach in these videos that nothing has to be exact. We try to make things pretty symmetrical, but when you're doing floral arranging, you have to always keep in mind that nothing in the wild grows symmetrical, right? Even our trees and like our boxwoods around the house, if they grew symmetrical, we wouldn't have to trim them, right? Well, we all know we've all had to trim them. It just doesn't happen, does it? So there we go. Everybody knows it. We all understand. We all can live with it. Doesn't happen, and it doesn't matter, because in the wild, these stems are going to be growing like crazy. All right, add one more over here just to make it nice and thick on this side. And give us a little bit of put in there. Yeah, look at that. How pretty. All right, so now that out of the way, I've got my, all right, I've got the black added in. You guys can see that right here, right? Now I like to do wreaths where it's kind of on an angle, so that's what I've done here. And then now I'm going to come in with my pumpkin stems. Now a lot of times you guys will see that I cut these stems all to pieces, but in this I don't want to do that. I want to leave this pumpkin stem as much intact as possible. All I have to do is just make it a little bit shorter, all right? Because I love this little stem. These are all little velvet pumpkins. It matches a lot of what we're doing here. There we go. So I'm just going to kind of come and just fluff this a little bit because I'm going to end up moving it around in my wreath. But I do want to cut this big old guy, right? I don't want to have that guy in there. So let me get this. Ooh, this one's a nice thick stem. I need the big guns for this. I don't have it in here. All right, so I just cut that little stem right there, and I'm going to start by just inserting this pumpkin. We'll start on this side, right in here, right underneath my bow. Y'all tell me what you're thinking. I want to know, what do you do? Do you usually put a fall wreath, a Halloween wreath, or do you do fall and then switch it for the week of Halloween or the month of October and then switch it back in November until you're ready for Christmas? Sometimes we'll do that. It just kind of depends on what I've had time, honestly, to make. That's the biggest question. All right, so there you go. Look at that. It's just a cascade of orange pumpkins. Isn't that cute? Just going to fix this so that it's looking all sharp in here. I might bring some of my black leaves kind of up and over some of these little pumpkins just to fill it in. Give it a little substance right here. So there is my little pumpkin. And I'm telling you, this might be one of the easiest wreaths, the most simple styles, fun and fast and easy for you to make in an afternoon. Okay, and take my other pumpkin stem, do the same thing, chop that off. Oops, better take my price tag off. And speaking of price tag, you know, all of these are available at ambermarinecompany.com. That is our website. Oh, and I had a little pumpkin fall off, and I'm going to show you what you do about that. Every little stem, all these things are styrofoam. They're glued in there to begin with. When you have that happen, right, just, it's this easy. This is how they do it in the factories anyways. You take that, and then you just stick it back in there. Stick it back in, and then hold it. All right, fixed. We don't want to cry over spilled milk, right? It's an easy fix. When one of those little things pop off like that, just grab your glue gun and just pop it right back on and be like, no. You go back over there where you belong. All right, we're going to take this one and just stick it on this side. I'm telling you, easy. This little Halloween wreath is easy. It's not really elaborate with a lot of different steps. It's something that you can grab some pics from our website and you can grab these exact picks and stick this in and have this done in an afternoon. You just watch this video 20 times and it'll be easy, I promise. Okay, I'm just joking. You don't have to watch it 20 times. You can probably just watch it maybe 3. Watch it one time because you didn't know we even exist. Watch it the next time because you thought, no, what was it I need to grab? And then the third time, you're watching it as you're doing it. So there we go. 3 times. I'm just joking. It probably doesn't take you 3 times. But look at that. I'm just trying to intertwine, these magnolia leaves in here with these pumpkin stems because I just want it to show, right, and look really cute. Like these little pumpkins are just growing out of this magnolia leaf. Get all those pumpkin stems up so I can see them. And here we go. This is it, guys. All we have to do now is fluff our bow, or, oh look, we have these. I forgot about this. Why don't we add our harlequins in there? How cute would this be? This is what's going to make it even more fun and funky and like even more Halloween style. We're going to take these and we're going to add them right in there, right behind our bow. And this is going to be a quick, fun way to add a little bit of whimsy to this wreath, okay? So these are actually like fabric and they have wire in them. So you can curl them as much as you want or uncurl them as much as you want. But this is very Beetlejuice, isn't it, looking? Since Beetlejuice is such a popular show right now when we're making this. All right, so let's talk about where this can go. It can kind of go in and under your pumpkins like this and kind of stick out on top. You can take it and have it sticking out down here on the bottom, which actually looks really cute. You could kind of bring it in and kind of mix it in with your pumpkins if you wanted to. I always like to stick it around and just kind of see like what is the cutest look for me. Where do I feel like I'm going to get the most bang for my buck with what I'm using and it be really cute? And I honestly kind of think I like it the best right down here. So I'm going to take that glue, because that's one of the stems. When I take this to the store, that's the one that people will like mess with the most. So I got to make sure it's glued in there real good, right? And when I say they mess with it, because they're like, well, what is that? And they want to try to take it and see how I put it in the wreath. So I got to make sure that that sticks in there really cute. And look at that. Oh my gosh, I love it. And now again, you can take these and kind of pull them out a little bit if you wanted to. Make them a little bit of a bigger loop. However you want to add these in. See how I kind of pull them so they're out like dimensional curlicues coming out of there. And let's do the same thing over here. I've got another one. And we'll keep that symmetrical coming out of our wreath here. Clip that. Clip this down here. Okay, there we go. Take this, get this pick with a nice amount of glue on the stick, because that's the one thing we don't want to have to worry about that coming out, right? Stick it right back up in there. Okay, we'll have it coming in. I'm going to stick it. I'm going to find a better place here. Oh, that's the other thing. I've mentioned this in my other videos, but if you're brand new, the great thing about grapevine is that if you stick something and it's not quite the exact placement of really where you want it, before the glue is completely dry, you have the ability to grab that right back out and find its true home and re-stick it. Okay, that's what's great about glue. You just have to be brave enough to make that little change when it happens, okay? So there we go. There it is coming out our other side right here. Try to curl this around and kind of bring them up. There, how cute is this? Can you guys see that? I love it, and I haven't even fixed the bow yet. All right, last thing, let's fix the bow. So what do I need to do? Well, because I have kind of gone through, I have maybe misplaced and misshaped my bow. So I'm going to bring all of my little loops to the front. I'm going to bring my bat up here to the front, all my loops to the front, and I'm also making sure that all of my tendrils right here, so my little bat's hanging down, I want those going down out of my bow. Pull this one through so it's coming out on the other side over here. Okay, just making a few little adjustments in my wreath. Oops, I pulled that in the wrong spot. Sorry, hang on a second. Let me pull you this way. There we go. Pull you down that way. Okay, just making all the adjustments. I want this railroad stripe, which is the black and white stripe with the orange. I want that to be behind my bat garland because I really want that bat garland to really show. So just got to do a few little fixes here and some movements of my ribbon where I want everything and how I want it. See how I'm just manipulating that bow just a little bit. Okay. All these things and all the places that I want them here. All right, now I'm going to take that. I'm going to make these little curly cues just curl real cute on the end of this ribbon. And we have a easy little Halloween wreath. I'm going to turn it around here, get it the right side up. Now, the other thing to remember is too, sometimes you have to come in and trim these tails afterwards, like I'm doing right now, because you don't want them to be so long that it's going to cover up your Happy Halloween sign. I want that Happy Halloween sign to really show. There's my little bats hanging down. Here's my ribbon, my bat garland hanging down on this side. Here's all of my bow, all of my little spooky tendrils hanging down here. Or I could take these like this. That's the other thing about this really cool, fun 1-inch ribbon, is you can take those and have those actually coming into your design like this. Just kind of take them and stick them in just like that, and it's kind of coming out. There we go. All right, so we've got our bow, we've got all of our pumpkins. It's all black. This is Happy Halloween right here. So quick and easy. All finished, all taken shape. Here we go. Now don't forget, when you actually go and put this on your door, it's going to need some adjustments, right? When you get it on there, you might be like, oh, I need to move this over, or this needs to look here, or this needs to go back here. You know, there's always those little small adjustments that you're going to make. But for the most part, here it is, an easy Halloween wreath. What we use 3 different stems is all, so it didn't take a whole lot. We use 3 different ribbons, 4 different ribbons, including the garland, and then this Happy Halloween sign, and it's all ready to go on your front door, ready for trick-or-treaters. I hope you guys love it. Let me know. Leave a comment. Tell me something. I read most all of the comments myself, so I love to hear after making the video and taking the time to figure this out. I'd love to hear what you think or what you would like to see. So leave me a comment. Let me know that you're watching, and I sure enjoyed making this with you, and I sure enjoy meeting new friends here on our YouTube channel. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. Go to the website, shop all of this and more. We're a lifestyle boutique. We have so many fun things for you to check out and to purchase. And Christmas is coming. We have so much Christmas on the website right now. So I'd love it if you would hop on over there, make a purchase, and let us know how you are going to use it in your home, because we love to see that too. So thank you for watching, everybody. Hit that subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.